My name is Stormie Calder. In this video, I have a different sort of reading that I have for you guys. So my heart hurts so much today in a way that I just cannot describe, and I don't know where it's coming from. And I've been trying to work my way through it, and I just heard very clearly that this might be a message for one, if not many of you, because I couldn't get through my normal way of getting through a heartbreak, and I don't even know what it is or why it's here. So this is a little different than what I would typically do for you guys, but I think that this energy that I'm feeling in my heart that's being contained is here for me to do a reading for someone that needs it. Or maybe many someones that need it, or perhaps all of humanity that needs it, and maybe just requires this expression. So before I jump in too much, I know what's different about me. I feel this a lot from people that send me projections and judgments, and I hear it a lot too, judgmental opinions, is that I refuse to be anything but me. We live in a world that's just like constantly acting, like constantly putting on a show for someone else, constantly seeking validation from others. And I think it's crazy because like we live in a human world that denies what it is to be human. We deny everything that it is to be human. I think this is my heartbreak. I think this is what this is like what the collective read is right now. It's like, everybody's reaching to AI now, going on these chat bots, treating AI like they're a best friend. And it's like, it's literally a phantom fucking consciousness. It's not conscious. It's not conscious. It's just knowledge. It's just words strung together, stripped apart by thousands and millions of humans that have done written stuff on the internet before. It's just like, I think our culture is devoid of personal creative expression. I think we're missing the core fundamental element of connection and what that means in every way. I'll go into the more of the reading portion in a moment, but I'm just like stream of conscious bringing the energy from my heart through. It's just really like, it's almost like humanity hates itself so much that all of us are carrying that seed of hatred in our heart. And when we come across a pure heart, which is someone who's not acting, someone that's in their purity, in their innocence, in their childlike wonder, in their love, in their affection, or in their guarding, and denying them their humanity by judging them prematurely, by sending our shadows to them and saying, well, I don't like that about that person, so they must not be a good person. Or the one that I receive a lot, and then I think a lot of you might resonate with this that are empaths, like, they're too good. They're too good of a human. Nobody's that good. Nobody loves that much. Oh, really? There are some of us out there. And those of us in that position, if you resonate with this, like, we're not loving so much because we think you deserve love. We're loving so much because we've been through so much pain and heartache that the only way to receive love is to give it. I don't know exactly what's going on at the collective level in the heart space, but my heart feels like it's being ripped out of my chest, and there's no reason for it. Like, I'm looking around my life, I'm like, I don't know where this is coming from. So it's a collective situation that I think a collective read, a collective energy that just plucked on my heartstring this morning in such a way that I feel like we lost our humanity. I don't know if this is like an event that's coming or just an energy or just like a collection of many, many, many people, maybe millions of people that are thinking and perceiving this way. But like, humans aren't pretty. We're not meant to be. And it's not We're imperfect. We're literally imperfect. We're literally meant to be raw. Like raw expression, raw emotion. Tapping into our character, understanding our primal instinct, and none of those things are easy. People love to just, this is like society, like cultural, like we love to just like prop people up on pedestals, especially people that have made something of themselves, and be like, well, they don't have it hard, they have it easy. Well, they have the money. Well, they have the love. Well, they have a ba 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 ba. And then everybody casts all these judgments on them, throws all these stones at them energetically, all these psychic attacks. And if you talk to any of these people, or any people that have really accomplished something themselves, and I'm going to put myself in this category as well, like, we are all in so much pain, because in order to be authentic, you have to harness that pain every day. Because to be authentic is to be attacked. Humans hate humans. And again, like, I know I say this in so many videos, like, my opinions are not going to be popular. And it's not even an opinion, it's a truth. Like, humans hate humans. It's terrible. There are a lot of us that love, but there are way many more that just hate. And whenever mass groups of people, you know, online or just anywhere, like any public figure that I've seen that has like made it in one way or another, or that is really truly authentic, goes through this. And it's where they just feel like they're completely cast out. They're in tremendous amounts of pain because they're not loved for their imperfections, and they're not loved for their perfections. They're propped up on a pedestal and told, like, you cannot make an error, or I will cancel culture you, or I will bring you down and harm you and hate you if you're not perfect. So they try to be perfect, and then when they're imperfect, when they're human, people are like, oh, she's like this, or that's what's wrong with her relationship, or like she got plastic surgery, or blah, blah. They come up with anything. They will literally come up with anything to shame and defame people that are literally authentic. And for anyone that wants to make something of themselves, that wants to stand out, that wants to be known, that wants to be in any level of thought leadership, I would be lying if I told you it's easy. It is a daily process of unpacking a daily real pain, of exposing your authentic heart to the world, knowing that you're going to be hated for it. Will you be loved for it? Yes, but far less than the hatred. It's just like, I wish I could say that wasn't true. I wish I could say it's even 50-50. It's not. It's not. There's something about the shadow of people, the unconscious, when they're unconscious, that when they're exposed to someone that is authentic, the someone that is authentic reflects that the other person can't control them, which sends their shadow in a fucking tizzy. And people do this automatically. You might even think they're friends of yours. I've had plenty of friends, just like, through the years, I would share things with them and stuff that were really exciting. And, oh, you know what? We'll go right into it. This might be what needs to come through today. This message feels like it does. I came out a couple of years ago. I'm bi. It took me a long time to kind of work that through. My ex thought I was bi when I was in the relationship with him, and I wasn't available to even like understand that or explore that. And he kind of held that space for me. And when we got out of the relationship, I started exploring being with women, as well as men. Oh my gosh, this is the message coming through. Okay. Clearly someone needs to hear this too. I came out on Instagram while I was dating women, and people that were really, really close to me, shamans, deep friendships, called me, and on behalf of spirit, told me that it was too political of an agenda, and that I should keep some things sacred and safe with myself and not share it. And this was a really vulnerable space in my heart, so I listened. They told me I was too sexual, I was too forward, and and that it wasn't good for business. And these are people I really, really loved. I really, really, really loved. They had my full-blown trust. So I pulled the videos down. And I stopped dating the woman that I was seeing. And I don't even know where I'm going with this, you guys. Just I'm just going to continue to move the message through. I haven't held on to that part of myself. I haven't felt like I've needed to revisit that. This literally just coming through as a spontaneous thing right now. And I don't deny that expression from myself. Like I'm just like, yeah, like I can go both ways. I love who I love. Like, that's it. But I think a lot of us don't realize just how easily we can be controlled, truly, and manipulated by people that do love us around us. I had no issues taking that video down. I had no issues making a real fast life change because the people around me didn't approve of me or didn't love me in the way that I needed. And they presented the arguments in such a way that it was so logical. They were like, you're gonna lose business. They were like, you can't just be like LGBTQ out here. Like I don't even, and these are people that are lovely. Like they're lovely humans. So I don't even know, that's how confusing this stuff gets. And I just wonder how many of you, like, I'm not really attached to that part of my identity, like needing to come out or anything, but I wonder how many of you have something like this within yourself that is so sacred, that is just so who you are, that when you go to share the world, your heart, in any way, that the people that love you the most stop you and say, are you sure you want to do that? Because people are going to hate you. And that's the truth. People are going to hate you. I come out as bi and people are like, men either are like, great, that gives me permission to fucking come on to her all the time because she's going to have another woman. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Get out of here. You know what men do to bi women? It's insane. It's disgusting. And then it also, like, women come out and they're like, oh, well, you can't be like that. Like, now you're competition. Like, now, I don't know, there's just so many, I know this is like becoming a sexual conversation about sexuality, but it's really not. And I hope that you guys can read between the lines here. It's really about authenticity. And I think what happened is my soul found the most triggering topic within myself to share that's at the deepest, probably the deepest part of my heart to share. Because how many people around you hate you for being you? I've been with men most of my life. And I love men. That's fine. When I was growing up, man, I can feel this touching someone. I feel it. If someone really needs this, because I would never share this shit. When I was growing up, I was sexually abused as a child. And as a result, I didn't know this when I was growing up, but when I look back, it's just very obvious. As a result, I became a tomboy. I used to pray to be a boy. I dressed like a boy. I wore boys' clothes. And I was like, just please don't give me any sexual attention for being a woman. Hold on, I had the thought and then it left again. As I got older, oh, sorry, no, let's go back to that. Okay, so I was in self-preservation and I was punished for that self-preservation. My entire family used to call me a butch. They were like, you're a dyke, you're a lesbian, and you just like don't want to come out. My dad was like, the worst thing that could happen is my kids are gay. I have the most homophobic parents in the world. Like, and I didn't struggle with this part growing up being like, I'm gay, and I'm like, there was like none of that. I was just like, I like boys, like, but I also don't want to be hurt. So I'm gonna dress like a boy. Let me be one of the boys. All of my friends were boys. Oh my God, I had so many guy friends. I was always one of the guys. Like, I just blended very well. I also had a lot of friends that were women as well, but I was a Girl Scout. So, I mean, to give you that perspective, like, we weren't girly girls. I'll say it like that. I don't know exactly what I'm saying. You know, I hope whoever needs to hear this, it just like triggers in the right way, because Spirit asked me to show up on this stream. This is different. And you guys will know with me, like, I don't really give a shit if it's logical or linear, because I know Spirit is moving energy for myself and other people based on what's needed and what needs to be alchemized and whatever someone needs in the moment. So I'm never going to not show up. So when Spirit like calls that into my heart, and it's like, show up, Stormie, like, show up, speak, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up, I'm going to speak. And I think it's probably the biggest lesson from maybe you guys seeing me in this video, and just how I move through my content is like, get out of your way. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen of you being authentic? Someone hates you. Okay. Can you love yourself? I love myself for showing up this way. Will I receive hate? Oh yeah. Yeah, for this video, for fucking sure. For sure. Any family member of mine will watch this and go, we knew she was gay. We knew she was gay the whole time. She was gay the whole time, the whole upbringing. She was a little butch little dyke. Like that, like they will literally, these will be the thoughts. Like, they'll be like, we knew it. We knew it. You didn't know it. And it's like, there's just so much hatred that comes towards me. And then it's like, not even to mention the level of hatred that comes from lesbian and lesbian relationships, or lesbian bi. You know what happened when I started dating women is lesbians used to like single me out and get angry with me. They'd be like, well, what sort of bi are you? And I'm like, I don't know. Like the kind that loves people. And they would be like, there are many, many different types of queer individuals and explorative women that are bi, and we do have different types. And anyway, and lesbians like grill bi women because they're like, you're gonna leave me for a man. And I'm like, I might. Like, I might. You know, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know who needs to hear that. I guess, you know what? I mean, I think Spirit's asking me to use the sexuality as like a triggering opening to show like, even in a community that should be accepting is hatred. One of the not relationships, but one of the I was dating this girl for just like a minute, like quick. The first date, she brought another lesbian on the date, like just to shake it up. And I was like, oh, is this how we start? She was beautiful though. I mean, like, I don't know. Even in communities where things should be acceptable, like you'd think in a gay community, like being gay would be okay. It's not. There are lots of like lines drawn in the sand. It's like, well, what sort of gay are you? Well, what sort of bi are you? Well, do you have a preference for men or women? Well, would you ever be in a relationship with a woman, or is that like a no-no? Well, what sort of women are you attracted? Because there's a whole spectrum, and I had to figure out over the course of years to finally like tell people like, I'm bi, I have a preference for men, but I am highly attracted to women. The right women. What is that? Well, they're generally like lipsticky, like me. They're generally other bi women that generally also have a preference for men. And it's like somehow we like come together as these like hot feminine couples. But even in that, I don't know where I'm going with this or who needs this, but Spirit is guiding me so hard. Like I can feel it. Spirit's like, keep going. And it's like pulling it out of my heart. I'm like, okay, all right. I don't know if this makes sense mentally though. But it's like, even within a community that you might think you belong in, whether it's a family, whether it's a community, whether it's an identity, right? Like I identify as being bi, but it's not a part of my core of my identity. It's not by any means. I'm just like, whatever. I just love and I choose, and if I'm available for it, I will be. I'm very non-attached to it, I guess is what I would say. Even when I came out, and a lot of when I came out, the reason why I came out was to shed the generational curses that were coming through my bloodline. Because I have a string of women in my family that are gay, that can't come out. Or that have expressed, like I feel it in them, and or they are actually bi, and they were threatened in their upbringing or what have you, where they couldn't express themselves with women, or were shamed back into the closet. So I felt a duty about it. I was like, I live in this time and age. Like, if I don't come out, I'm just denying everyone behind me that contributed to my DNA, their livelihood. So I did it. And it wasn't a big deal for me. And it's still not a big deal for me. And that's why it's weird for me to even talk about this. And my spirit's calling me through to talk about this. Because it's not a big deal for me. I think what the parallels are that spirit's asking me to string together is that you would think that being in a community of inclusion that includes the type of person that you are authentically, or how you feel, or how you express yourself, would be inclusive. And the answer is no. This video has nothing to do with being gay, bi, queer, straight, whatever. This video has everything to do with authenticity, and sexuality is the easiest way to start diving into authenticity, because it's the deepest part of your human nature. What do you want and how? How do you want it? Where are you channeling it? Sexuality isn't something that, like people don't choose to be gay or straight. Like, it just is. You just are. Like, there's no, like... They're telling me to bring this to my ex too. Okay, whatever. Like, and if he's watching, like, thank you. And if you're not, like, great. But it's like even my ex, we were together for over a decade, and people were like, he's gay, and I was like, he's not. He's not. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And he got that a lot because he was so openly expressive, so loving, just so loving, men or women. Was so loving, and so open about that expression that he got pegged into being gay, and he didn't even care. He didn't give a shit. Now, is he bi? Like, I mean, not concretely, but expressive with his own feminine awakening in himself, or sensual, and also very masculine. Like, yes. So why? It's almost like we were reflecting each other. And it's like, why do we put people in these fucking toxic categories that we're like, if you don't express your masculinity exactly like this, then you must be gay. And also, what's wrong with that? Even if that were true, like, who cares? And also, when you're with a woman for over a decade, and like, it's like, like, I don't even know what to say. There was nothing gay about that man. Like, yes and no. Was he a playful feminine expression? Like, yes, and more men should have that. But is that man gay? No. And it's like, I guess, what category are you being put in by your family and your friends and everyone around you that should love you, that does love you, and simultaneously hates you? And that's real. Because in both of these examples I've given you, I was shamed for being gay when I wasn't, or I hadn't expressed that way by any means. And my ex was shamed for, it's actually the same thing, being gay when he wasn't. But like, it's like, why do we try to make people something that they are or they are not? Like, why do we, other people standing by, towards anyone, latch onto their authentic character and say, I know you better than you know you? Again, I don't know why this is coming through in the gay, queer awareness or awakening, other than either you guys need it that way, or need to hear it that way, or it's so embedded primally into the body as far as just your sexuality, as your sacral chakra. It's like how you relate to other humans. It's something you choose. It's also something you don't choose. It's the most authentic version and part of you. It's the most human part of you, the most overlooked part of you. I think that's what Spirit's saying. It's like the sexuality. If you want to know where someone's problems are, go look at what's going on in the bedroom, or what's not going on in the bedroom, or how they feel about what goes on in the bedroom. They're literally telling me, like, you got to shut the lights off every time you have sex. I forgot about that. I haven't done that in a very long time. I remembered, though, dating some men where they'd be like, oh, turn the lights off. I'm like, fuck that. What do you mean turn the lights off? Like, I don't need you to turn the lights off. I want to see what's going on in here. But like, how many people like feel shame? They're like, oh my God, turn the lights off. Don't look at my body. Just get in it. Like, what? Get out of here. Get out of here. My guides are saying to me, sharing's not caring unless you're shame-free. I don't have any shame. I forget about a lot of this stuff. I don't, and I don't know why, but my guides are pulling my ex into this too. I think because his sexuality was so healthy that they're bringing that part into this conversation. I'm not gonna lie. I hope he doesn't see this, and if you do, fine. Like, all right. I mean, how many people just have shame around how they express themselves sexually? In relationship, not in relationship, dating, one-night stands, situationships, twin flame relationships, marriages, cheating, affairs, like what, I don't know, the fucking spectrum of sexual behavior. Sexuality has everything to do with your pure, authentic source connection, your pure, authentic source expression. If you are not constructively expressing yourself in a way that feels right for you, and that is healthy sexually, you will naturally stifle your authentic creative expression, which is to give that power over to your shadow. And then your shadow decides to creatively express itself in the unconscious, in your subconscious. Now, what does that look like? That looks like lies. That looks like judgment on other people. It looks like finger pointing, blame, shame, self-shame, shaming other people. A lot of this is very externalized. So typically I would talk about this as an internal process with you guys, like, oh, reflect on that and see how it's internally processing. The way Spirit's showing it to me right now is that all these people that are going to hate you as you do your come up with whatever your come up is, as you're authentically expressing yourself in the most natural form that you are, all these people that are going to hate you are sexually repressed. They hate themselves. They go behind closed doors and do the weirdest shit sexually, like the weirdest, the weirdest stuff, the most unhealthy stuff. And then take it out on other people. They take all that creativity that they've been hiding in shame, in the closet, behind closed doors, and they whip it out and they slam judgments at anyone who is creatively expressing themselves with their voice, with their character, who's not acting. Like, I'm not acting. You're seeing me real. Like, this is just me real. And I'm so confident and comfortable with myself that I can show up on a live stream for 30 minutes and be real like this and not need anything. I'm just doing what Spirit's asking me to do. And I don't know why or how or what someone needs to hear here. But I know that it needed to be done. Here. Not everyone's going to share the same care, love, and attention for you that you share for others if you're an empath. If you're an empath, you will naturally be attracted to people that attach to you in poisonous ways. Actually, it's how a lot of empaths like get their powers, their superpowers, is by trying to release poison. The poison of the heart, hatred. There are a lot of people around you, surrounding you, that you think love you, that do love you to some percentage, but that if you really blast off, either come out in any way, come out spiritually, come out with a career shift, come out with an expression, come out needing to leave a marriage, come out needing to enter a marriage that your parents hate or that your whatever brother or sister hates. Like, that was another thing. You know, this is so relational. Bringing it back to my ex, our families my family hated him. His family hated me. Like, hated. Absolutely hated. Hatred, real hatred. And it's like, how many ways do all of the people around us try to destroy love? There was no lack of love in between me and my ex. We're not together for a lot of reasons, but there was no lack of love. There are different types of love for different seasons. The type of love that I learned in that relationship is fucking authenticity. Authentic expression. Authentic expression. To the point of, it's like, I will hold that space for your authentic expression in such an unconditional way that we don't need to be together for me to hold that space. That's that relationship. There are so many different ways that we can choose to love, and to love ourselves, to love others, and to be completely self-expressive. Very often, though, we don't desire to be authentic, because it's the equivalent of, for any level of what this is for you, what it is to be purely authentic in your heart space and who you are and speak your truth, is the equivalent. It is the equivalent. 10:10. It is the equivalent of coming out as being gay in a homophobic home as a child. It is the equivalent. This has nothing to do with being gay. I'm giving you the parallel understanding that you guys think that authenticity is just a nice to have, or anyone can be authentic. Being authentic as a human is truly terrifying. It is terrifying. So if you're wondering why it's hard to be yourself, or why you feel stifled, or where these random bouts of depression come from, or why you're occasionally anxious, or why you naturally fall into codependent relationships, why you're looking for love in all the wrong places, even those of you that are married, why it's hard to connect, why no one understands you, why? Why am I in pain, God? Because you're human. Okay? Because you're human. The pain never goes away. It never goes away. We just get better at working with it. And I'm being so honest with you guys. And the amount of healing work I've done is insane. And I'm getting a lot of different people reflecting things to me that have been really positive recently, where we're all of us that are really climbing are just reflecting the same thing. Like, it never ends. It never ends. You better get really good at presence. The pain doesn't go away. It doesn't. The pain just changes. It shifts. So instead of the pain of being rejected by a really close family member, or being harmed or hurt by a family member, it changes to the pain of not being able to express yourself and be loved by other extended family members, or by friendship groups, or like me, like coming out online, and two of the closest fucking humans in my life said, pull it down, you're gonna lose business. Was that true? No. My clients didn't mind at all. I actually ran it by my clients. I was like, hey, did this affect you negatively? And even let's look at that. How fucked up is that? Like, I come out on social media and I'm like, I'm bi. And then I feel like I have to go contact clients and go, did this bother you? Did it bother you that I have a sexual orientation? Like, does that bother you? Does it bother you that I'm human? Does it bother you that I'm authentic? Can I just like perfect myself a little bit more so maybe you won't yell at me? Maybe you'll give me your money. Don't do anything wrong. Oh my God. It's like what sort of fucking culture do we live in? And this is me just calling it out right now. This is how I work through energy. It's how you guys work through energy. And when you watch me, when you're here with this, it's calling out the things that are so simple, that have been like sitting in someone's subconscious. And then all of that collects together and creates a collective thought process. And that collective thought process creates a dominating thought frequency through the formless substance that creates harm, it creates hatred, it creates judgment, and it sweeps through waves, it sweeps through people, it creates a lot of pain. And then people like you and me, people that are healing, are in the most amount of pain because we can see. The most amount of pain. I say this to you guys a lot. Do I mask my pain? Yeah. Yeah, daily. I don't know anyone that's in less pain. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Pain's relative, you know? I know people that are in less pain, I guess, but I carry my pain well. Anyone that I know that is really making something of themselves is carrying a lot of pain. And finding ways to work through what that is. I'll give some of the women another example here too. I was able to alleviate a lot of my pain by being sensual, by staying in my innocent sensuality. And I got hurt so much by so many men for being in that space. And I'll tell you, the soulmates are the real bangers. They like, if you have a soulmate that comes in and hurts you, like, it's fucking game over. It's a totally different story, as opposed to like normal karmic people. Like, and I've had both. Like, just, I took my innocent sensuality and like threw it in the closet, which again has nothing, that actually has nothing to do with being bi. It's just like who I am. And I was really, again, a lot of very spiritual, very close friendships, very spiritual people, very spiritually oriented people that I trusted were like, you're coming off too sexual. And I was like, I'm just being me. I'm not even doing anything. I'm just being me. I'm just showing up. There are plenty of women online that show up like this that are far more like revealing in every way. Like, I'm pretty fucking conservative overall. Reserved rather. And they seem to get the pass go card. And it took me a long time to realize they do because they're at a lower frequency. I don't, because I'm carrying a high frequency. What does that mean? When you're carrying a really high feminine frequency, you could be clothed up completely and it will come off sexual, because that's what it is. That's what Shakti is. She's a sexual being. The womb space is the creation space. So when you encounter women that are highly spiritual, most men are interpreting that spirituality as sexuality, as a turn on, and they're often not related. Men make it related because men are looking for any excuse to defame the feminine. Any. I'm not going to beat around the bush about it. If you are a man that doesn't, congratulations. The rest are, that's what they are. That's what they are. I can't lie anymore. Something happened to me recently where, like, I don't know, spiritually, like, it's not that I was actively trying to lie, because I'm a very honest person, but it's almost like it's almost like I can't even mask it. I can't even try. I can't even try to lie to you guys and be like, oh, like, men are sweet too. No. I've had so many men criticize me for my sexuality over the years, dozens, and very close people. I've had so many men come on to me when I actively asked them not to, when I did not invite it, when it was a friendship, when I set boundaries, when I mentors, sponsors, teachers, coaches that are men, they have all come on to me through the years. Every single one. The worst one is the sponsors. Like, those of you that have done any level of recovery, like, when you have a sponsor trying to make out with you, you're just like, you're joking, right? What? Or like the last mentor that tried to, like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Like, I had a man recently be like, he was like, can I kiss you? I was like, absolutely not. I was like, I literally set a boundary with you last week. This was a mentor. I was like, I set a boundary with you. And I said, please don't come on to me. Now, why does that happen? Because I'm naturally in my heart space. I'm a natural, authentic, this is who I am authentically. And I could try to guard it. I do try to guard it. But I can't even do it. You guys, I can't even do it. The second I step out in front of another human that like has any level of love in their heart, my heart just opens. I can't do anything about it. And people misinterpret it all the time. And I've come to realize this at some point. Like, people fall in love with me like it's their job. Like all of the fucking time. And then I have to clean up their messes when they misinterpret that as something sexual. And I told this last one, I was like, I understand why you're attracted to me. I was like, I understand. And I want you to know that this is very, very common for me. And it's a deep wounding pattern that I have because I feel like I can't creatively express myself in any way because when I show up as me, men try to take advantage. They just do. They're just like, oh my God, I've never felt an open heart space before. Let me go rape that up. If you wonder why women are bitchy, this is why. This is why. All that to say that the divine feminine is just when you carry a lot of spiritual energy as a woman, specifically divine feminine energy, not karmic energy. When you're a channel, when you're any level of a diviner, and again, not on the dark side, okay? There are plenty of like witches, tarot, real deeply negative. What do they call it? It's like the high priestess in reverse. They're dark witches. They're not included in this. But the more sensual energy a woman carries, the more divinity she carries, the more sensually she comes across. And then what we do is we deny that sensuality expression. And people like me go, oh, I must be bad for being that. I'm not literally, and this is how secure I am, is that I would say that on a stream. Because I know a lot of you are going to click in and go, shit. I feel like that too. It's like, oh, it must be me. I'm sorry. You went to kiss me even though I set the boundary. Right, it must be me. Oh, dear Stormie, pull yourself back. You are being way too fucking you. You're just being way too you. And now all these men are fucking duds. Like that one, it was really good. I don't know that we got along really after, of course, but that one, I just literally was like, I was like, man the fuck up. I was like, are you a boy or are you a man? This was an older gentleman. Like, this is like, I was like, are you a boy or are you a man? I was like, you're acting so fucking immature. I'm getting out of the car. Like, and that's just it. All of this, we'll see if I leave this video up or not. I'm not sure. I don't know what I'll do with this, but Spirit told me to do it. That's the point. Will you answer the call? Spirit told me to do it. Will you or will you not show up authentically, regardless of what you have to gain or to lose? What do I have to gain or to lose here? Well, you either all see me as someone crazy that's having a self-therapy session on a live stream, which, whatever. That's the worst case. What's another worst case? Somebody goes, oh my God, she's unhinged. The worst case is judgments. You send me judgments. What's the best case? This shows an example to other women that they're powerful and they can speak their mind and speak their truth at absolutely any point. It shows people that their sensuality and their sexuality is acceptable and an inherent part of themselves and not something that should be denied. It shows anyone that's a homophobic that they need to fucking start looking at themselves. It teaches that any level of something that you have stuffed in the closet and said, that is not an acceptable part of myself, I have to keep it behind closed doors, is literally shaming you from God's gift. God's gifts to the world, which are you. And while you're busy shaming yourself, hiding yourself, placing yourself under veils and locking keys, you are preventing people from accessing your gift who will change because of you. And I'll make it very simple, okay? God's telling me to make this simple for you guys. I have had many people through the years call me and say, I didn't commit suicide today because of you. I've had many. I've saved people's lives. I've had direct involvement in saving people's lives, physically. I've had many, many people over the years be like, I'm alive because of you. That's not something I carry. It's not something I mind or like, I'm like, whatever. It just is what it is. I just be a good human. The reason why Spirit's asking me to speak that through right now is because there are too many of you that think that your life doesn't matter. Or it matters enough, but that your authenticity doesn't matter. Whatever part of you you're keeping in the closet doesn't matter. And you don't realize that you could fucking change somebody's life. Not just change somebody's life, let's take it a step farther. You could save somebody's life. You could save somebody's life. And we don't even know. This stream might have saved. Who the fuck knows? That needed to come out of a closet or that needed to like deal with their background. I don't know. But I've done enough through the years where I know that holding myself back and not sharing myself authentically, that there have been people that told me that they would have killed themselves, or they would have jumped off of a fucking bridge, or they would have allowed somebody else to harm them, or they wouldn't, that's on the dark side, right? Or they wouldn't have stepped out into their career. You know how many people have actually made big career shifts and stepped out into their dreams because they encountered my expression? This is you guys too. This isn't just me. I'm just showing you the map of what it's like to be fucking authentic. And it's raw. And it's magical, but it's painful. It just is what it is, because to be human is like, you know, I started off the stream by saying, I feel like my heart's being ripped out. To be human is to feel like your heart's being ripped out. That is like the experience of feeling human, of being human. It doesn't matter how you grew up. It doesn't matter what you came into, what your circumstances were, what's working, what's not. Like, we're just never going to get around that. The human experience is never going to feel perfect. Of course we could be in highs. Of course we can chase highs. Of course we can heal more so that the highs are more steady and raise our baseline frequency of the experience that we have on a day-to-day basis. But I think there's a lot of this energy, especially today, just like in the current moment, there's so much energy around like some sort of an idea around what perfection is or what authenticity is. Authenticity is not acting. Authenticity is this. And for who's still here and or watches this later, at 47 minutes in, authenticity is this video, this stream. This is real authenticity. If you're not willing to speak your truth in front of hundreds of people that are going to see it and completely be yourself in your most raw place, in the place where you feel like your heart is being ripped out, but can also hold that space for yourself. I don't feel like I'm cathartically releasing. I'm literally just giving the example Spirit's asking me to. I've already pre-processed all this stuff. But that pain in my heart is the pain of self-expression. I think probably every artist knows this as well. If I were to identify myself as an artist, which I am, but I don't ever like take the title. When you're creating from the heart, you're creating from raw emotion. To create is to do something with all that raw emotion. That raw emotion is passion, it is pain, it is white rage, it is anger, it is joy, it is love, it is ecstasy. What do you do with all those things that come together? You rip your heart open and go, hey, YouTube, let's go make a baby. The fuck do I do with this? Hey, Spirit, why'd you place this on my heart today? That's what I was saying this morning. I'm like, why are you breaking my heart? I feel you breaking my heart. I was having a conversation with God. I was like, stop breaking my heart. If you're going to break my heart, at least tell me what the fuck is going on. I heard my guides this morning. They said, you need silence today. We can't step in. You just have to trust your process. I was like, okay. Before I jumped on this video, one of my guides came in. I was like, I think I'm going to shoot a video. And I think I'm just going to say, I feel like my heart is being ripped out. And they were just like, yes. They were like, she got it. She got it. Like, okay. Anyway, the point to all of this is you guys think authenticity is like a perfect personal brand. Or you think authenticity is 100,000 followers on 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Or you think authenticity are these 10-second or whatever, 90-second TikTok videos. Or you think authenticity is having conversations with AI that you think are humans giving you advice. How ridiculous. I have a lot to say about AI. That's not going to be popular. You cannot replace human connection. Use AI for simple shit that is meant to be simple. Don't be using AI for spiritual ascension. Like, get the fuck out of here. You think spirit is AI? Think again. I listened to some videos this morning about AI talking about Ascension, and I was like, this is trash. But people get up, they're like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And I'm like, no, honey, that's idolatry. That's not God. That's Satan wrapped up in a false God, and now you're praying to fucking AI instead of praying to God. False God. Anyway, I'm actually not angry. I'm so passionate. I'm such a passionate human that like, and I know a lot of people mistake that about me, and that's also part of this authentic expression. It's like, I could be sweeter and meeker, sure, but it's me acting. Not all of the time. The last video I posted was authentic. I really was in that energy, but the truth of my energy is I'm this. This is me. This is who I am. I'm fiery, man. I've always been fiery. I'm very self-expressive. I've always been very self-expressive. It's the thing that people try to take away from me the most. It's the thing that people criticize with me the most. And it's not just me. And this is like the warning bells for you guys. Like, what you think authenticity is and what it actually is are vastly different. What you think authenticity is just like being calm and centered and focused in your heart, being peaceful, saying things to people and them liking you for it. Good luck. What is authenticity really? It's making art on the go. It's like I'm constantly making art with my voice. Because we have these dating themes going, I'm going to take it on here too. There was a little stories coming forward. There was a date that I was on with this artist. His artwork's amazing, by the way. I'm not going to give a shout out, but a couple of years ago. And he was like, what made you stop making art? And I've since like repicked up a lot of my artwork stuff, but he was like, what's made you stop making art? And I was like, it's quite a luxury. I was like, one, because you need time to make art. And I felt like I didn't have the time. Two, what I did is I built myself into the artwork. So I said, well, I didn't really stop making art. I just turned the art into me. I am the art. I show up as the artwork. And I think that way. And I've thought that way for many, many years because that's how I preserved my art. I brought it into my body. I brought it into my expression. So instead of making paintings or instead of making music, I speak. I speak. And when you're authentic, when you have a body of work, when you are online and you are speaking, you are authentic. To be authentic is to make art. To make art is to be a mess. It is to be a mess. A refined mess, maybe. I mean, I'm refined. Like, this is refined. It's contained in a 53-minute live stream. My apartment's clean. Like, it's like, once I end this, like, I will go on about my day as if nothing happened. Like, it's like contained. You know what I mean? But it's messy in the way that I think what happens with people is that they're like, I want to be the best version of myself. I want to step into my highest potential. I want to make millions of dollars. I want to be a thought leader. I want to be famous. But they're not willing to do this. They're not willing to make a mess. They're not willing to make art. They're not willing to be authentic because they're not willing to have people hate them for who they are in their truth. That is the category of what we would call sellouts. It's been a long time since I thought about that term, but when I was in college, it was just like the worst thing you could call someone was a sellout. Like, did you sell out to corporate? Did you sell out your music? Did you sell out your art? Like, how dare you? The whole point of creative expression is to be creatively authentic, regardless. And of course, there will be people that love you. Of course, there will be people that hate you. And I'm going to hammer this fucking away for whoever needs to hear it. There will be far more people that hate you than love you. I don't know why, societally speaking and in personal development, like people talk about it like it's a 50-50, probably to trick you to get into the game. I'm not going to trick you. I'm going to tell you it's like the hardest shit in the world and do it anyway. Far more people are going to hate you than love you. The people that love you will pretend to love you or will love you a certain percentage. And then the second that you do something that makes them uncomfortable about themselves, They'll hate you. So let's circle this back to the earlier part of this video for those of you that have like actually watched all the way through, or that will. The people that criticized me for coming out, one of them was bi. And the other one, not gay, but could be perceived as being gay, maybe. Softer, sweeter, for a man. And the other one's like there's, so essentially what happened is me claiming my power and my love for myself, like without any shame. I wasn't like, oh my God, I have to come. I wasn't scared about coming out. I was just like, yeah, I'm dating women. Like, like, I don't know. I felt a duty to come out and say it because I can. Because in the 60s, you couldn't, you know? And I'm like, in care for love and attention for all those behind me that couldn't, I will. That's healing. That's generational healing. Anyway, okay, let me check in with my guides. I don't know why they took me on this whole thing. Other than to prove and show authenticity in one way or another. They're saying that, literally, this is what's streaming through. I hate to do this, but for those of you that don't like what I do, please just turn around and walk away. Please. I don't want false prophets in my audience. I don't want false adoration. I don't want people propping me up to tear me down. Don't need it. Don't want it. I'd rather have a smaller crew of people that are here because they also want to understand the real aliveness of the human experience and ascension, which is this, by the way. It's this. You want to know what ascension is? It's this. It's this video. I saw 4 5s across as I was saying that on my timer. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. This is ascension. It's not a logical linear process. It is not a knowledge-based process. It is the authenticity of being able to create art from your heart through personal self-expression as you move through reality and create what you want. And when you're encountering things you don't want, to mold it, to work with it, and to recreate it. That's ascension. And the ascension process, of course, there's understanding of what that looks like, what alchemy looks like. And there are steps and some level of hierarchy, but it's not really hierarchical. This is ascension. And I think what people want to hear ascension is some logical linear process that they go step by step so that they can have another goal, another badge, another fucking achievement, another ribbon, another 50K a year, whatever the achievement is that you've been chasing, to put on their wall and say, see, now humanity can love me. Now I'm lovable because now I have the validation I need so that other people can see that I'm valuable. I hate to say it. Humanity's never going to reflect that to you in an unconditional way. Never. Never. Even the people that are the most authentic online, that do like what I'm doing, that are much bigger, the second they buck against what the audience thinks, the audience tears them down again. So if you want to ascend, if you want to make a name for yourself, if you want to really truly love yourself, which is ascension, you have to be okay with a lot of hatred coming at you and being you anyway. Fuck them. Like, be you anyway. Oh, you're welcome, Dylan. I just saw your message. Actually, let me look through here. Jala, saw you. A lot of y'all, I don't know who you are. Oh my gosh. Me in the comments too. I've been trying not to look at it. Oh, Acid Girl. Yeah. I've been trying not to look at the comments as often recently because they're getting like funky. I don't know what to do about it. I think I am going to pull a card. I wanted to pull a card. they're literally saying to me, antagonizing the audience is the way that you're going to get famous. And I said, do you want me to say that literally, or are you telling me that as a personal reflection as I'm moving through it? And they said, yes, go. I'll get into this in the future in one of my programs. I'll probably build a personal branding program in general, but like thought leadership is not like placating or people pleasing. There's a lot of thought leadership that is that, but it's not true thought leadership. It's just, it's acting. Can we please, there's a difference between actors and real life, okay? And there are just way too many actors online. And I actually don't care. I don't care. I don't mind. It's more that the people that are authentic are being thrown poison arrow darts, like fucking left and right all the time. And it's like, on one side, I want to tell the audiences of everyone, like, shut up and learn. Like, do you have the 1 million followers they have? Well, stop criticizing them. Do you have that sort of life or business? Stop criticizing them. Do you have that history of relationship, or do you have that sort of relationship? No? Then stop assuming that you know what they need more than they do. And it's like people do it unconsciously, unintentionally, and intentionally behind the scenes. They work through people's comments, they work through emails, they work through energy, even just sending that energy to someone online. That energy comes and attacks that person later in the day. It's like the way that my life works, like, and I don't know what would have happened had I not showed up on the stream. Energetically, when I do this, when there's a really strong impulse in my heart and I take a leap like this, I save myself like a week or more of difficult in-person experiences because I chose to make art in the moment. I chose to capitalize on the energy and say, let me do something with this before this comes and sideswipes me later in the week, because it will. Everything is energy. Energy is not linear. Energy's energy. If there's an impulse and it's strong and it's passionate, and that's what authenticity is, and we don't handle it, it will find another avenue to find you. Often in a more shadowy, negative way. What expression do you allow out of yourself? Most people only allow passion in the bedroom or in conflict in their marriages. And I'm going to mention this because, or in their relationships. I'm going to mention this because Spirit keeps bringing it to my attention, and I don't know why, other than maybe the way that I treat sexuality is very sacred. Very sacred. I see every sexual act as a creation, as a sacred creation that needs to be held and nurtured and adored and set intentions with. It's magic. And I think my guides have been telling me a lot recently. They're like, you have no idea what people do behind closed doors. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, they just rape each other. And I'm like, what? And they've been trying to explain to me. And I've been like, why are you even telling me this? And they're like, because you're so different than everyone else. There's this like when people get behind closed doors, what they think passion is my guides tell me is just man and woman raping. Like, does it come with consent? Like, likely yes, a lot of it. My guides use that word to say it's like stealing energy for stealing energy. It's like, give me this and I'll give you this. It's like angry sex. But it can come across as passionate because that's the only way that people know how to express passion is through some level of like lower level impulse, lower, I don't know how else I would describe it. They're telling me too, and this has to do with how you move through your world. It's your sacral chakra is how you move. It's how you be. It's how you act. It's how you create, whether it's sexually or anything else. Anything else you're doing, and any way that you're expressing yourself. Are you making love? Or are you just fucking? Like, I think that's what they're saying to me. I love that Spirit is this like openly like casual with me, like crass in the way that I speak, because I like just speaking directly to the 5th grade comprehension level of the majority of America. You know, it's like, you want to be making love. If you're not making love, you're making fear. Think about that. If you're not making love, you're making war. If you're not making love, you're making conflict. Love is the intention. Love is the container. Love is what you're holding. Love is the authenticity. And like I said to you guys, anytime somebody really steps on stage, either in a one-to-one relationship or online or literally on stage and is authentic, in love. To be authentic is to be in love. It is to make love. When we are in the process of making love, anyone that doesn't want to make love will make hate. And I think where the disillusion comes from, or rather the illusion comes from with most people when they think about authenticity is they go, oh, when I'm authentic, people will love me. No, when you're authentic, most people will hate you even more because they were never fucking committed to making love. To you or anyone else. They were committed to making hate. They were committed to abuse. They were committed to criticism. They were committed to whatever. I wish the world was different. It's not. And I have an issue with bypassing because I think it causes more pain. I feel like, this is my truth, is I feel like if people understood truly what the stakes were to become the highest version of themselves, the true stakes, I feel like they could navigate those stakes and would be more willing to do so because they'd say, oh, things like this. Oh, well, if I really want to be authentic and I know people are going to hate me, should that mean you're not authentic? No. It would give you the map through me speaking the truth so that you could say, oh, if people are going to hate me, then I need to prepare myself by becoming really self-assured in my value, by understanding that if people are going to hate me, that I should expect it, not get upset with it, not swat it away, not make it mean anything about me, but expect it. You know, for me, when I expect the hate, it just takes the edge off of it. It takes all the pressure off because I'm like, when people come in and hate me, I'm not like, oh my God, what did I do to attract this? I'm like, yeah, bitch, that's fucking humanity. Welcome to Earth. Like, this is like, oh my God. It's like, yeah, of course it happened like that. Of course they did that. Of course, when you wear your heart on your sleeve, people are like, fuck you, or like try to take advantage of you or one way or another. That's always a struggle I have. Is like, I mean, you'll find this with artists in general, right? Like, just I've typically I wear my heart on my sleeve. I've been trying not to save myself from the hurt that gets caused, and it's really hard. It's really hard for me because naturally my heart's so open that the way I deal with it now is I just don't look people in the eyes. I'm like, whatever. Like, if you're meant to be in my life, like, God will find a way in for you. These two cards are like right here. I just have to throw them. Okay, we had the passion card. This is just at the bottom of the deck. Protection. This is literally what I was just talking about. So when you're passionate, you have to protect that passion. This passion is a baby. It's your source. It's your source force. It's your source flow within your body. And you have to protect that passion. That passion is your creation ability. That passion also is a stream of consciousness. This is a stream of energy that people will try to attach to and steal from you. That's why they hate, actually. That's their way of trying to steal your passion. Because the passion is the real source energy. It's the real sexual creation energy that isn't always sexual, but it is like a natural sexual energy. That is what spiritual energy is. And what's going to be interesting, you know, we'll see how I reflect on this stream later today and what I end up thinking about it. Because I don't know why Spirit had me do this, but I know that everything that I do is really in sync and for a reason. If I were to guess, I would say probably there are a number of you that need to understand spirituality and sexuality are the same. And everyone is in a closet in one way or another. What closet are you in? How and why do you feel shame around those parts of yourself? And who do you need to remove from your life? Who is ready to attack those parts of you? And when the people around you that really love you attack those parts of you, it hurts way more than a stranger on the internet. When those people have soul ties, or if they're soulmates, it hurts way more than a friend that's just a karmic friend. All right, Spirit, is there anything else you want to send through? Attraction and repulsion are the same. They are one and the same. One creates an increase and one creates a deficit. It's the same energy. Attraction and repulsion. Where are you placing your energy? In your magnetism, in your radiance, or in your deficit? Where are you sending that energy? Into radiance to help build someone, or to help create a deficit in someone? You know, it's interesting. They're giving me this vision, so I'm going to describe this. With the deficit energy, when you go to criticize people or hate people, even if it's unconscious or you're jealous, and you criticize them, even if it's people online like me or what have you, or people that are bigger, they're showing me a vision of it's like taking your hand and reaching into that person's heart space and injecting yourself into their heart space and then taking some of their liquid. Like they're showing me it as a purple substance that like coats the heart space, and then you pull it out. You're stealing their heart. Also, for whoever needs to hear this, they're showing me it's not just the hatred. Love can be a form of hatred too. It depends on what the intention of the love is. So if you think you really love someone and you have to love them and like love them out of their pain, or like you go online, you're like, I'm gonna love that person. Like if it's really codependent, you're doing the same thing. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Like, get into reality. But they're just showing me this vision of this energy, like going into someone's heart space and then pulling out their essence out of their heart. This happens mostly with women. Men towards women is mostly this relationship, but this can happen with women on women as well. And it can happen with women on men, but it's a little bit less. Okay, hold on. I'm moving this energy through because this has to do with the group energy too. I'm feeling this come up out of my throat like a... I think I'm just going to leave it there. Spirit's trying to talk to me in one ear, but I'm getting a little tired. So if you guys want to learn more about Ascension and enlightenment in a way that is, I will say, far easier than what is typical, a gentle process of awakening, a constant, steady supply of soul food, and masterclasses and videos and private podcasts on personal development, on shamanism, on arcane magic, on understanding the self, on me sharing my own stories and personal self-reflections to help ignite your personal reflections, having a dialogue with me in the chat. What else do I have going on there? Then check out my program, The Source Code Framework. It's my monthly membership. I'm not going to go too into detail. If you are inspired or do like any or all of my approach and how I work, then I highly encourage you to check it out. I have a bonus that's ending tomorrow. If you pay in full for the program through the end of the year, I will give you complimentary access to Break the Mold, which is my 12-week program on really unlocking the highest version of yourself and stepping into that in reality. And I will give you a complimentary one-to-one intuitive session with me, which is rare. It's rare for me to do one-on-one sessions like that as a one-off session. So you can get access to that bonus through tomorrow. Feel free to email me, you guys, if you have any questions. So much love. Thank you so much for joining me on this stream, for being with me here, for paying attention, for absorbing the wisdom in any way that you do, for doing your own reflection work and your own enlightenment and ascension work in whatever way that you do it and handle it for yourself, because we need lots of good humans on this planet. We need lots of them. Honestly, there's never enough. There's never enough angels or guardians. Okay, that's what I got. Lots of love. See you guys soon. Bye.